Le jeune couple pensait être prêt à accueillir un nouvel ami à quatre pattes, mais rien ne les préparait au pitrerie qui l'accompagnait. On pourrait penser qu'Ashio adopté dans un refuge est timide ou réservé, mais cette petite tornade a prouvé le contraire. The late autumn sun cast low shadow across the weathered steps of the second show's animal shelter a Clara Martinez adjusted around denim jacket against the chill. Parusbo Matteo skized around, a gesture that carries a weight of their shared dream, a dream that had led them to this modest building on the outskirts of town. After 3 years of marriage and a recent move to the key suburb of Nilbrook, they felt ready to export their family, to not kit in the traditional sense. Are you sure about this? Matteo asked, his dark eyes twinkling with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. I know this a big responsibility. Clara's response was cut short by a cacophony of barking that erupted as they touched upon the shelter's heavy door. The familiar smell of dog food and disinfectant greeted them, along with the eager face of dozens of opophile canines. Sarah, the shelter's coordinator, welcomed them with a warm smile that spoke of a successful match between him and their four-legged companion. First time adopted, she asked, already reaching for a keeper. We just got some new arrival last week. Would you like to meet them? As Sarah led them to the corridor of kennel, Clara felt drawn to each story written in the eyes of the shelter's resident. But it wasn't until they reached the last kennel that something extraordinary happened. In the corner lay a medium-sized puppy with flocky hair and the most peculiar golden-brown eyes she had ever seen. Like the other dogs who bounded eagerly toward potential adoptee, this one remained still, studying them with an intensity that seemed almost human. That is Max, Sarah said, her voice softening. He was found abandoned in Riverside Park 3 weeks ago. There's something special about him, too. We can't keep your finger on it. The moment Sarah opened the kennel door, Max rose with a grace that belied his playful appearance. He approached Clara and Matteo with measured steps, his tail wagging in a gentle rhythm. When he finally reached them, he sat down and tilted his head, I've asking a question only I knew. He's chosen you, Sarah whispered, watching a Max lean gently against Clara's leg. The adoption papers were signed within the hour, too. Clara couldn't shake the feeling that it was Max who had adopted them rather than the other way around. Had they drove home with their new family member in the backseat, neither Clara nor Matteo could have predicted how prophetic Sarah's word about Max's special nature would prove to be. Their modest two-story house, with a tear's faded blue shutter and a wraparound porch, seemed to come alive as Max bounded through each home, his energy transforming the space. He inspected every corner, every shadow, with the thoroughness of a seasoned detective. Ashies Otik Bog looked there 2 homes that had felt 2 key just hours before. Yet a night fell, the atmosphere shifted. The playful puppy who had spent the afternoon chasing this tail end attempting to before the living room Kyoto suddenly became still. Ashies ear perked up, and his gaze fixed on a dark corner of the living room where the lamplight didn't take it reach. A look roll rumbled in his throat. Max! Clara called, but the puppy didn't respond. Ashies' focus remained broken, even as Matteo flicked on additional lights. He's probably just adjusting to the new space, Matteo reasoned, to his voice carried of uncertainty. Remember what Sarah said about him being found in the park? He might be a bit skittish at night. Clara nodded, but something in Max's posture spoke of more than simple nervousness. Ashies' stance was protective, almost defensive, as he stood guard against something invisible to human eyes. When she finally coaxed him to bed, he insisted on sitting at the foot of their bed, positioned perfectly to watch both the bedroom door and window. The following day settled into a rhythm of morning walks, afternoon play session, and evening cuddle, du bonheur the ordinary moment le occur of something extraordinary. It began with small things object moved city from their original position, the fast sound of footsteps when both Clara and Matteo were seated, and Max's agreeably vigilant behavior during the twilight hours. On a crisp Saturday morning, while Matteo was preparing breakfast, Clara took Max into the backyard for his morning routine. The dog had developed a fascination with a particular corner of the garden, near an ancient oak tree whose branch cast a intricate shadow across the lawn. As Clara sipped her coffee, Max began to dig with unprecedented determination. Max, no, she called out, but her primo died in her throat as she noticed something blinking in the freshly tuned earth. sitting down or coffee, she approached the Max had greeted. There, partially blurry bonniard decade of swal, lay a small wooden box, UTS brass fitting cream with edge. With trembling fingers, Clara lifted the box from UTS attended. It was surprisingly before UTS size, and something inside shifted as she mobiled it. Max sat beside her, still sweating the ground in slow, deliberate movement, his eyes never leaving the box. Inside, protected by a layer of faded velvet, lay a silver locket and a secreted photographs. The locket bore a inscription that made Clara's breath catch, forever together, 1954. The photograph showed a young couple standing in front of a house. Their house took the image was clearly taken decades ago. The woman was a very lucky Clara now well to know. Matteo, she called, always carrying a mixture of excitement and apprehension. You need to see this. As Matteo examined their discovery, Max positioned himself between them and the actress, his posture alert and protective. The morning light seemed to dim momentarily, no clouds crossed the sun. A cool breeze rustled the white sleeve, carrying with it the faintest whisper of what sounded like distant conversation. Determined to understand more about their discovery, Matteo spent the afternoon researching the house's history online. The producer owner's names matched those written on the back of the photograph for Elizabeth and James Harrison. According to local record, the couple had vanished without a trace in the spring of 1954, leaving behind a mystery that had never been solved. That evening, as Clara and Matteo discussed their feelings, Max's behavior became increasingly agitated. He passed between the garden door and the spot where the box had been buried, whining softly. The lights in the living room flickered, took the electricity in the rest of the house remained stable. Maybe we should contact the shelter, Clara suggested, watching as Max stood rigid, staring at something beyond the window glass. Sarah mentioned that Max was special. Perhaps she knows more than she told us. The visit to the shelter the next day brought more questions than elsewhere. The elderly volunteer who had been there when Max was born, a man named Frank, turned pale when they showed in the photographs. He was hoping you wouldn't find it so soon, they said, his weathered or trembling sickly. Their dog is not just an extra. He is a guardian, chosen to protect something far more valuable than a mere household inarito. As Frank spoke, Max sat at attention, his eyes never leaving the old man's face. The fluorescent lights above them buzzed and flickered, and a cold draft swept through the room. Two windows were closed. What do you mean, chosen? Matteo asked, but Frank shook his head, glancing nervously at the shadow gathering in the corner of the room. Some things are better left unexplained, he replied. But remember, so Max came to you for a reason. Whatever you discover in that house, whatever happens, trust him. He knows more than any of us about what is really going on. The drive home was silent, heavy with the weight of Frank's critic warning. As they pulled into their driveway, the setting sun patted the house in shades of umber and shadow. Max's ear perked forward, and a look all rumbled in his chest. Something had changed during their absence, la presence that seemed to plus form within the very walls of town. Clara and Matteo exchanged glances, knowing they had crossed a threshold from which there would be no return. Their simple desire to adopt a dog had led them into a mystery decade in the making, and Max, their seemingly ordinary rescue puppy, stood at the center, ready to lead them through whatever lay ahead. The locket in Clara's pocket seemed to grow heavy as they approached the front door, LTS inscription now carrying a weight of meaning they were only beginning to understand. As Max crossed the threshold ahead of them, his protective stance made one thing clear: their journey into the unknown was just beginning. That night, a shadow lengthened across their living room floor. Clara found herself studying the locket with unwell intensity. LTS silver surface caught the lamplight, throwing tiny reflections across the wall like dancing fearfully. Beside her, Max lay alert, his ear twitching at every subtle sound that filtered through the house's walls. The photograph from the box sat on the coffee table, LTS subject eyes seeming to follow her movement. He keeps thinking about what Frank said. Matteo spoke softly, breaking the evening silence. He sat in his favorite chair, his laptop balanced precariously on his knees as he scrolled through local historical records. About Max being chosen. What if there's more to the horizon et disappearance than a simple missing person case? Clara no faceraron zo lo que es atricat on drabigne, feeling sut el pattern det werante visible tous on equidai. Have you found anything else about them in the record? That is the strange part, Mateo leaned forward, his voice dropping to an ear whisper. According to this article, Elizabeth Harrison was known in the community for her interest in the occult. She claimed to be protecting something of great importance, though she never specified what it was. The neighbor thought she was eccentric, bruyamle. A sudden gust of wind rattled the windows, causing both of them to jump. Max was on his feet instantly, positioning himself between them and the darkened hallway leading to the kitchen. The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees, and Clara could have sworn she saw her breath mist in the air. The lights Mateo muttered, pointing to the attic shortly above them. The blood were pulsing softly, creating an irregular rhythm that matched the beating of Clara's heart. Max's goal deepened, his eyes fixed on a point just beyond the hallway's entrance. Clara clutched the located there, gasping a exudally grew warm in her palm. The sensation spread up her arm, brushing with it a flood of fragmented images, a woman in a vintage dress hurriedly writing in a little-bound journal, a man placing something beneath the floorboard, and a dog that looked remarkably like Max standing guard at the top of the stair. Mateo, she whispered, her voice shaking. I think the lock is trying to show us something. Before I could respond, Max barked sharply a sound like his usual playful worth. The dog moved purposefully towards the hallway, then looked back at them expectantly. The lights continued their strange dance, creating moving shadows that seemed to lead their way towards the kitchen. Following Max's lead, they moved through the house like exploring uncharted territory. The kitchen appeared different and the strange, pulsing light all the somehow, as if they had stepped back through time. Max led them to a corner near the pottery, where the original hardwood flooring showed signs of wear. Mateo knelt down, running his over the bar. There's something different about this section, he murmured, pressing gently over various spots until a hollow sound issued beneath his touch. Max still wagged in confirmation. Using a screwdriver from the drawer, they carefully pried up the loose board. The cavity beneath was shallow but large enough to contain a little-bound book, the page yellow with edge. The cover bore no title, but a familiar symbol was embossed on the in the same intricate pattern Clara had felt on the lock. As Clara reached for the book, the house seemed to exhale around them. The light stabilized, and the temperature gradually returned to normal. Max relaxed slightly, to the maintained his vigilant posture. Property of Elizabeth Harrison, Clara read from the first page. May this record serve a testament to what we protect, and may those who find it be worthy of utmost trust. She looked up at Mateo, her eyes wide. It's her journal. The next few hours were spent at the kitchen table, carefully turning a little page filled with Elizabeth's elegant writing. The journal told a story far stranger than anything they could have imagined, a tale of ancien secret, sacred duty, and a power that had been guarded by chosen family for generations. According to Elizabeth's writing, their house sat upon a convergence of ley lines on a visible channel of energy that crisscrossed the earth. The horizon had been appointed as guardians of this nexus, using various artifacts, including the lock, to maintain the balance of energies and prevent malvolters from exploiting its power. Listen to this intrigue, Clara said, her finger tracing the lines of text the dog knows. They always know. Each guardian family is assigned a protector in canine form, blessed with the ability to sense disturbance in the way between worlds. Or beloved Magnus H.S. Savedues count times from those who would breach the barrier we matter. Mateo glanced at Max, who sat stoically beside Clara's chair. Magnus. Max. Do you think that Max is somehow connected to their original guardian dog? After everything we've seen, would that really be the strongest possibility? The journal went to describe a curiously desperate situation. Elizabeth wrote of shadowy figure watching the house, of attempt to breach the protective barrier they had established, and of their growing fear that they would not be able to maintain their vigil forever. The final entry was dated the day before their disappearance, they are coming. James and I have done all we can to secure the nexus, blur and micro strange. We have hidden the key artifact where only a true guardian can find them. Magnus will home, in one form or another, tu ditos wu comasta. Tu eberthadis jornaros aus achais choses new, ait choses us. The decision to take up or motlis you, do know that the responsibility comes with both great power and great danger. Trust in your protector. Those where you seek in the spaces between shadow and light. Clara closer the journal gently, her mind reeling from tes revelation. The house clicked around them, but the sound no longer seemed domino instead, it felt like the setting of a great weight, as if the building itself was acknowledging their discovery of tes secret. What do we do now? Mateo asked, reaching out to scratch behind Max's ear. The dog leaned into his touch, but his eyes remained fixed on Clara, waiting. She touched the lock, which had grown cool again. I think we need to learn more. Elizabeth mentioned the artifact, powder secret hidden in the house. And if what she wrote is true, if there really a force out there trying to breach whatever barriers were so established. A sudden scratching sound from the walls attracted her, and Max's ear perked up. The lights flickered off, briefly, like a message in code. Then we need to be prepared, Mateo finished her thought, his voice firm with resolve. Whatever the horizon were protecting, whatever made them disappear is our responsibility now. Clara nodded, feeling a strange mix of fear and exhilaration. They had wanted to start a family, to build a life in this house. Now they were being offered something far beyond their original dream, a chance to be part of something audacious and powerful, with an extraordinary dog at their guide. Max stood and walked to the back door, his posture alert to be calm. Outside, the first light of dawn was beginning to paint the sky in patches of pink and gold. A new day was beginning. Before Clara and Mateo, it felt more like the beginning of a new life, utterly one filled with mystery to unravel and secret to protect. The lock pulsed once more against Clara's skin, and this time she embraced the warm sensation. Whatever challenge lay ahead, they would face them together, two little guardians and their remarkable protector, standing watch over the town in between the ordinary world and something far more extraordinary. A morning light streamed through the kitchen windows. Clara prepared coffee while Mateo organized Elizabeth's journal entry into a digital timeline. Max patrolled the perimeter of the house, his routine now carrying new significance in light of their discovery. The ordinary sounds of suburban life filtered in from outside the lawnmowers, children slogged there, cars passing the cretin a surreal contrast with the supernatural revelation of the night before. I think he found something interesting, Mateo called from his laptop. Elizabeth made repeated reference to something called the confluence. She described a point where multiple ley lines intersect beneath the house, specifically under what she calls the atrium. Clara placed a steaming mug beside him, phoning. The atrium? We've been through every room in this house. I don't remember seeing anything like that. If in response to a word, Max appeared in the doorway, is still moving in slow, deliberate sweeps. He backed once, then turned towards the hallway that led to their master bedroom. Clara and Mateo exchanged glances before following him. The bedroom appeared exactly as they had left it, sunlight casting warm rectangle across the hardwood floor. Max walked to the vintage dresser a piece that had come with the house when sat before it expectantly. The mirror above the dresser caught the morning light at her angle, creating pattern of the world that seemed to shift and dance independently of the sun's movement. Wek Clara murmured, reaching for the locket that now went around her neck. The pattern, they matched the drabin of the locket. She held up the silver powder, watching out as a intricate design aligned perfectly with the light pattern of the wall. Mateo ran his eye along the dresser's edge, his fascia found a small depression beneath the ornate woodwork. When he pressed it, a soft click echoed through the room. The mirror swung forward on hidden, revealing a narrow passageway behind it. A secret room, Clara breathed, her tracing. All this time, it was right here. Max led the way into the passage, his golden brown eyes seeming to glow in the dim light. Their grey color as they followed him, their footsteps echoing on stone steps that spiraled downward. Modern electric lights gave way to a gas lamp that flickered to life as they passed, to neither Clara nor Mateo could see any obvious mechanism controlling them. The stair ended in a circular chamber approximately 15 feet in diameter. The walls were covered in sable similar to those of the locket, and the floor featured an intricate mosaic depicting interweaving lines that pulsed with a phosphorescent light. 5 pedestals stood at equal interval around the humes perimeter, 4 of them empty. On the fifth rested a crystalline sphere about the size of a baseball. The atrium served about a current gateway Matteo quoted from Elizabeth's journal, which she had brought with them. The artifact, when properly aligned, matters the barrier between worlds. Without them, the confluence become vulnerable to those who would use UTS power for their own ends. Clara approached the sphere, drawn by UTS suit glow. Within UTS depth, shadow moved like smoke under water. Max followed close behind her, his presence reassuring in the strange volume. When she reached for the sphere, however, he gently caught her sleeve beneath it, pulling her on back. Not yet, Matteo said, consulting the journal. Elizabeth writes that the artifact must be gathered in a specific sequence. The sphere, as she calls it, the beacon with me on to these last totis. We need to find the water first. A sudden gust of cold air swept through the chamber, extinguishing several of the gas lamps. Max's goal issued of the stone was a shadow gathered in the corner, taking more sharp that seemed almost human. The mosaic's glow intensified, and Clara felt the lock grow warm against her skin. We are not alone down here, she whispered, instinctively moving closer to Matteo. The shadow continued to coalesce, form a tall, dark figure that wavered like it mirage. Max positioned himself between his human and the apparition, his stance protective but not aggressive. One of the shadows stepped forward, Lute's form becoming more distant. Clara gasped as she recognized the face from the photograph Elizabeth Harrison, to her image was translucent and seemed to shift like smoke in a breeze. You have found your way at last, Elizabeth's voice echoed into a man's rather interior. We have waited so long for what his successor. James Harrison, a spirit materialist beside his wife, their form growing clearer as they approached. Max's posture relaxed slightly, to be remained alert. The very weekend, James's voice resonated through the chamber. What we gave our lives to protect is in danger of breaking through. Your lives? Clara stepped forward, the lock pulsing in time with her heartbeat. What happened to you? The spirit exchanged blows before Elizabeth spoke again. We couldn't let them gain access to the confluence. When they breached our defense, we used our own life force to strengthen the barrier. Our physical form were lost, but our spirit remained bound to this place, waiting for those who could take up our mantle. And now you are here, James added, his ghostly addressing toward Max led by our faithful Gallion, reborn to serve a new generation of protectors. The shadow in the corner of the room right more violently, and both spirits yearned to look at them with concern. Our time grows short, Elizabeth said urgently. The daily we can float with each passing day. You must find the remaining artifact before the next new moon, but all we sacrificed will have been in the. How do we find them? Matteo asked, his voice steady despite the extraordinary situation. Where do we even begin to look? Trust in Max, Elizabeth's form began to fade. He carries a memory of his previous life a Magnus. He will give you to each artifact, do you mastery. They are going stronger, and they know the Daria fella. Who are they? Clara called out as a spirit growled me. What are we really fighting against? James's voice came barely a whisper as the spirit faded completely, those who dwell in the spaces between, the ones who would tear down the walls between worlds, they were manifest, Deuterache is always the sun. The gas lamp flared back to life as the spirit disappeared, leaving Clara and Matteo alone with Max in the atrium. The mosaic's glow had dimmed to a subtle shimmer, and the shadow in the corner had retreated to normal darkness. Dudes were felt charged with possibility and danger, like the atmosphere before a storm. Max approached the empty pedestal one by one, sniffing them carefully before turning to his human with purpose in his eyes. He headed towards the stair, posing to ensure they were following. I guess we are going artifact hunting, Matteo said, taking Clara's hand. The journal felt heavy in his other hand, weighted with the responsibility they had inherited. Clara touched the locker, drawing strong from TS1 Plus. We wanted to make this our home, she said with a slight smile. I suppose the universe has something a bit more about you in mind. Adei claber zo sterback tout er bedroom, max leading zo ewis confidenstex, Clara culnte el buoda o atodeur secrétaire simagli ordinary rescue dogs tier tu obeal. Ze monin sen mod sun richete espik, en somnier inter qui suburbone bored, osio artifact ou était to be found before whatever lactin zo shadow cool plan them first.